Hello everybody and welcome back to our video. Today we're going over part 1 of the Stardust update. I have Cryozen here with me to help explain everything in detail. So Cryozen, what is Stardust?
Stardust is an equipment that ranks up by using resources you can acquire from the Royal Society sponsorship quests that grant access to new abilities that also level up using those same resources. Can you show us what the Stardust UI looks like?
Absolutely, I can show you what Stardust UI looks like. The Stardust is equipped down in the bottom left of the inventory. If you right click it, you can click Stardust Info to open up the UI. Here's the main screen of the UI that shows you your Stardust rank, and it can be increased here once you obtain all the necessary materials. This has an automatic success rate of 100%, you don't have to worry about that. Now if you click on one of the abilities, you'll see the resources needed to increase the rank of this ability itself. As you'll notice here, it does have a success rate, so it can fail. If you click on this Go Back button, it takes you back to the rank of your Stardust itself. Something else to take note of is the All Effects button here, which shows you a list of all of the abilities in the order that it unlocks them as you rank up the Stardust. So, Cryozen, can you tell me, why Stardust? What's in it for me?
Stardust can be an important tool for lower level players to reduce incoming damage by using the Veil Stardust. For free-to-play players, it can also serve as an alternative damage boost to Enchants that they may be missing as long as they are not facing certain DPS checks such as the Theft Hallway, 7 Nightmares Salamanders, or 7 Nightmares Clerics. So what about late game players? How can they benefit from Stardust?
Blows a quality of life boost to both mages and alchemists as another tool in their belt to keep their distance. It can be used immediately in recovery animations and hit stun to create space. Stardust is also useful for top-end players, as Chaser can crit, which can be used to reset combo cooldowns with Revenant and Perseus Knuckles. So what are some other benefits to working on Stardust?
Through the Royal Society sponsorship shop, you can obtain various ×2 training potions, gems, crafting materials, and even a very powerful damage totem if you are lucky.
Speaking of great for players, it's actually kind of fun not having to think about what it is I want to do. I just go talk to Melwin over here and she gives me quests. She's like, yo, you want to go grab some firewood? And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll get you some firewood. I'll be right back. Do you have anything like that you enjoy about the Stardust quest?
Yeah, like you, I like having the option of being given very randomized objectives to just travel around Erin and see the sights. It is actually a very big map out there, and I feel that it's nice to be able to see it.
Speaking of the map, did you hear about the new dungeons and shadow missions they also added in this update?
Yeah, and they came out with some pretty good enchants, such as Lucky Punch, a suffix from Math Intermediate. Including the enchants from the Stardust Part 2 update, it is the 6th best in slot enchant for Knuckles. It is overall an upgrade to Fierce because it has a min damage stat roll.
Yeah, I also heard about this supernatural enchant. It's a suffix, and it's from Mabi Intermediate Dungeon. I hear it's the 3rd best in slot for wands, 5th for staves. Gives solid magic attack stat.
We also have Piercing from Berry Intermediate. It's the 3rd best in slot lance enchant, slightly edging out Secret by having a higher max damage roll.
There's also a side. It's a suffix from the mission Let Them Fight. It's currently going to be the 5th or 6th best in slot for footgear. Depends on how you rank Butterfly, because Butterfly has a higher roll, but has a more strict requirement to even get the damage.
Then there's Monologue from Sniper War, which is the 8th best in slot handgear enchant that also provides solid will. For puppeteers, you may find the extra marionette damage a very useful boost.
Can we talk about alchemy enchants now? Please?
Yes, let's move on to the alchemy enchants.
So there's Evaporated. It's a prefix from Sniper War. It's the best in slot for cylinders for fire alchemists. I am in love with this enchant, and I want one, please.
We then have Distilled from the Shadow Mission Let Them Fight. It's the best in slot water enchant for water alchemists.
We also can't forget Steel. It's a suffix for body wear, and it comes from the Shadow Realm Champion mission. It eats Ripple for breakfast. Like, definitely new best in slot for alchemy body wear. Hands down.
And then we finally have Attribute from All Out War. It is the only enchant for the hat slot for alchemy. It's a great upgrade to the previously non-existent best in slot enchant.
So what about the new shadow missions? Where do we get these epic enchants?
All-out war.
An enemy army stations itself outside of Abney. We must defend the area. This is all-out war. Fend off 30 waves of constantly spawning enemies alongside allied troops outside of Abney Castle. As Tailtean garrison troops take damage and enemies spawn, morale will decrease. As you kill enemies, morale will increase. If morale reaches 0, the mission will fail automatically. After clearing a wave, the next wave will advance immediately, providing very little downtime. During the mission, the Fomorians will be firing artillery around the battlefield, dealing AoE damage and knockback. This bombardment will harm mobs caught in the blast too. If you get too close to the enemy camp, you'll be warned by Andras to fall back. Remaining too close will decrease morale rapidly. Once you defeat 30 waves, you will fight a Shadow Commander with several Shadow Warriors and Wizards. Only the Shadow Commander needs to be defeated.
Let them fight.
Tailtean troops have noticed some resilient zombies in their farmlands, where Fomorian troops are bombarding anything that moves. Shall we let them fight themselves? During the mission, the Fomorians will be firing artillery at your position periodically, dealing AoE damage and knockback, which will remove the passive protections on the zombies that it hits. When a zombie is hit by their artillery, it will permanently make the zombie vulnerable to damage. The mini-boss is a small group of male and female Shadow Wizards and zombies. The boss is a Shadow Commander with some Shadow Wizards. Beware of falling objects, and good luck.
Sniper war.
This is a hostage situation. Some patrols are being held at arrow point behind enemy lines in the underground waterway. This has become a sniper war. Behind a barricade, the Goldbone archers are holding a defensive position. They have their eye sockets peeled and will shoot you if you get in range. There are many troops waiting behind those snipers. There are 4 rooms in total that will need to be cleared of enemies to rescue the patrol. In the 4th and final area, you will find Goldbone archers spread out around the Dark Commander. Only the Dark Commander needs to be defeated. You can get past their barrier spikes by destroying them, or by using Thunder and Fireball. If you want some advice, wear knee pads.
Shadow Realm Champion.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To slay them is my real test. Shadow Realm Champion I will become. Defeat 60 enemies to spawn the boss. Enemies spawn constantly and include giant sulfur spiders which explode, and 4 more commanders. Standing inside of the red circle will significantly increase your damage and magic attack. After you defeat 60 enemies, you will fight Dullahan. Dullahan's axe throw will deal damage equal to your current HP, plus 1. Intentionally lowering your HP as much as you can, and turning on Mana Shield before the boss is a great way to avoid instant death and cut down on that damage. Well, Cryozen, thanks for joining me on this video.
Thank you.
I hope this was helpful to everybody listening. You can find links to his channel and guides in the description of this video. I hope you all enjoyed the Stardust update, and I'm going back to grinding it now. I'll see you in the next one.